About to do a cave climb. This video is sponsored by Arteric. Just kidding, I wish it was. Best hiking brand in the world, sponsor me. We're about to do a easy, maybe, cave climb. So let's get to it. In Romans 5, it says that affliction produces endurance. Endurance produces proven character. And proven character produces hope. All of these things are needed along the process of God turning you into exactly who you need to be to execute what it is that He's calling you to do. All of these things are needed for executing anything, any sport, any business, any career, any relationship. These are the necessary requirements that you need to meet and go through to execute. Most people give up at the first point, which is affliction. I feel like you gotta hold like that to go there. I'll try it one more time. Affliction is something that we all struggle to get through.
No, it's slippery. I
hung back. Dude, my strength was done. We oftentimes give up in the middle of affliction, not realizing that it's producing exactly what we need to get through what God's calling us to go through, which is endurance. When we go through affliction, it builds up motivation, it builds up speed, it builds up wisdom, it builds up mental strength, emotional strength, all of these things. And these things produce endurance. And once we have endurance, that endurance of us being consistent and disciplined and self-control and whatever it is that we need to go about whatever route of life we're trying to go up, we need to have the character suited to fit that role, which is why we need affliction, endurance, and proven character. And once you realize that you are now the character that you need to be to execute this route, now you have hope. And that hope is something that you can hold on to through when affliction hits you all over again. And now that you have these 4 things and understand why you need these 4 things, you'll understand why I like rock climbing so much. So we're climbing this green route. Behind me it's labeled purple, which is like V3, V4. It is super hard. It's a cave climb because you're always at a freaking decline, so you're just hanging back, holding on to these tiny little routes. But yesterday I got literally to the top of the route and I fell, or top of the hold and I fell. So today we're gonna get it. It's like chess moves. You can't just walk up to the route and immediately start climbing it and expect to actually complete it. These are the challenging routes I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the easy routes anybody can climb in the gym. I'm talking about that one specific one that actually challenges your proven character I was talking about. It takes methodical movements, it takes strategical planning of footholds and handholds, and overall it takes patience. Most people take their suffering at the beginning of the route and their falling halfway through as a sign that they can't complete it, and they give up and they walk away. And what do? They head to another hard route, and they fall off that hard route too. And because they're not taking that affliction endurance and letting that form their proven character, well, they just keep failing over and over and over again. The biggest part about rock climbing is taking the suffering and the pain that you're feeling from it and turning that into motivation and endurance.
Let's go! Let's go, bro.
I thought I was done halfway up, bro. It's like so methodical because you're just swinging and let's go, 2 days, but we got it. This is like a V3 or V4 on a decline though, so it's way harder, but we ran that day. There's many times where I've fallen 10 or 20 times before I've actually even completed the climb, but just know that the suffering, the pain, and the patience that it takes to actually go rock climbing and climb these routes are exactly what Jesus went through on his day of crucifixion. The worst suffering of all time was the day of Jesus' crucifixion. Now this day, he took a very interesting route, and I'm not just talking about the physical route that he took. Your suffering isn't punishment. It's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It isn't God condemning you for being unworthy or hiding your face. The very fact that you're suffering is a sign you are found worthy in the eyes of the Lord. It is an indication that you are about to be displayed and revealed in the light. While most look at Jesus' crucifixion as just suffering, Jesus saw it as healing. The more Jesus suffered along his route, the more that God actually shined his face on him, and the larger the crowd grew. Most people could look at Jesus' crucifixion and be like, well, it started in a room with no eyes on him. How is God shining his face on him? Let me remind you, the end of his suffering ended on a mountaintop, on a cross, with all eyes on him, all ears focused towards him, and God's light and favor shining over him. In the same way, God might start you somewhere, but just know that you are taking the same route Jesus took. God needs to know that your integrity will remain, which is that proven character. And once your integrity remains through the suffering, he will find you worthy of displaying you as a trophy piece. And you being displayed will cause other people to be healed and saved. So hold on, keep pushing, complete that route that God called you to.